Okay, we have a mail call. Not model railroad related, well, sort of. New purchase from Walmart. Have another mail call shortly. A shirt from Jason should be here soon. It's supposed to be around the same time that this came. Flexible mini tripod. Hopefully this will work for what I want it to. Seems kind of cheap looking, but hopefully it'll work. Let's move this box back here. Take you out of the solid mini tripod. I'll put that up next to that. Yeah. See, with this, we can get lower and than that one. So now, and that fits on there. That's pretty tall, but it should work for the rail fanning live streams better to get it lower so you can have just have the phone on the dashboard. This was just a little bit too high. The dashboard came up to about here. So this little bit should give us plenty of clearance, even if I have that done like that. If I have, because I can take this off of this piece and screw it right to the here, because there's a screw in the bottom of that right there. I can screw that in there, so you can even get it lower. But yeah, that should work better for the rail fanning live streams. Now, rail fanning live streams. I'm just going to put this in here for now. We're going to look at some pictures. Rail fanning live streams, I'm not sure when I'll be able to get back to them. My car is still sitting in the driveway with a broken CP shaft. I text my brother to order the parts because he has a credit card. I do not, so it's cheaper to order the parts off a parts website and ship to my brother, and then go and pick them up and take them to the shop, and then my car has to be taken to the shop on a flatbed, which is another towing charge, another $100 towing charge. It's just wonderful. Plus then the parts and labor, and this problem with the transmission that my car, the solenoids are either dirty or bad. So while it's in the shop, it's going to get the transmission fluid changed, because sometimes that will fix dirty solenoids, and hopefully it will stop the problem with it shifting and falling out of gear or not wanting to shift. Hopefully it'll fix that. It'll probably, if it will, it'll probably take some time, so the clean transmission fluid will work out, but that'll get done at the same time. So I have a bit of a prayer bill to pay off. Upstairs. We will be getting that done soon. Hopefully next week we'll be getting heat on upstairs, and then I can start working more on the model railroad. Of course, working more on the model railroad depends on money, which I won't have for a while because I have to pay the repair bill for my car. And as I said when I got the car, that's going to happen. If there's something that goes wrong with the car, that's got to take priority. That's why I hadn't had a car for a while. Never got a car because it's just an added expense. But hopefully we'll get that done. I'm not quite sure why that screen is pulsing. But get heat on upstairs. Hopefully next week. I don't know when. Hopefully they'll have time and they can get to it next week. Yeah. Okay, now for the other part, we have my Athearn Genesis, and you can see the handrail fell off. It kind of makes me not too happy with the Athearn Genesis models. My Athearn at all, really. My Athearn Ready to Roll SD40T-2 has that same problem. The handrail fell off. They apparently don't glue them on very well, and you can see this one is up like that. It's coming off. The dynamic brake hatch came off. The handrails are loose. That doesn't really make me very happy with the Athearn Genesis. Atlas doesn't do that, but this is BPR 926. Now in this photo, what do you see there? Right there, there's BPR 926. Of course, the 926 I have is an NW that'll get changed. You can see here that the NW was here. It has been replaced, it's been patched out or pulled off, and BMP has been put in its place. The 926 numbers still remain the same. They didn't change anything. They just took the NW off and put the BMP there or painted it over. Here you also have some other first generation diesels. GP9204 back here, GP9202 here, GP9206 here, and GP9205 here. I can't read the number on that, but that looks like it's also GP9. And here is, that was in 1990, here is 926 in 93. You can very clearly see here the square patch over the NW that they just painted it over, and I'll replicate that on this side. The other side, pictures I've seen on the other side, I don't know if they're on here on Rare Pictures Archives or not, but it looked like the other side they just pulled the lettering, the NW lettering off, and they didn't paint over it. At the nose, it looks like they just pulled it off. They didn't paint over it. Either that or they painted over it very specifically. So what I think I'm going to be doing is I'll weather around, I'll mask off around here, and I'll paint this over black over the NW. If it wears off, then it wears off. I'll make it look even more ratty. And then I'll weather around. Then I'll mask after it's dry. I'll mask this off, this area off, and then I'll weather around it. So this is fresh. And you get a little bit of weathering in the nose. I'll pull off the NW decals on the nose. And here's another picture of, actually that's 922, 926 here. This is after it got rebuilt, it got chop-nosed and repainted in GWI, but the 922 remained in NW and high nose its entire life on the Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Here we see it with 922 again. You see it leading. You see it gets chop-nosed and stuff, and it looks like a 206 in the background. But yeah, that's in Brookville. This unit served on Rochester and Southern for a while. I thought it served longer than this, but by 2006 it had been changed over. So and here's 922 back here. Of course, I do not have a model of 922. Hopefully we'll get that eventually. But there you can see the NW lettering a little bit there. And that's with Rochester and Southern GP40s 101 and 105. Those have since been rebuilt. But here's a better picture of 922. And there you can clearly see the NW. Over here, they just pulled off the lettering and put B&P there. And the other side, they did the same. So there's 926, they painted it over, and 922, they just pulled it off. And here is 922 working in Rochester, New York in 1994. The GP9s and GP18s were used in the Rochester and Southern when they were first starting out. Once the new salt mine in Hampton Corners opened up, here it is in Butler, Pennsylvania, looking very that's mostly the shadows being cast across it, but it doesn't look very good there. There it is in Johnsonburg, Pennsylvania in 2009. This, of course, is again 922. There aren't very many pictures of 926 before it was repainted. If this will open up, I don't know why it's doing that. Come on. There we go. Looking very ill. You can see the shades have been bent up and probably cut. The mirrors are gone. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. You can see the NW coming through there. I might have painted over it. It's hard to tell. Butler, Pennsylvania, and then in 2021, it was in Lordstown, Ohio, with BPRR 7803, which is a former Conrail GP38, and it is right there. That's number 922. 926 is still working for the Buffalo and Pittsburgh in orange and black. That looks like it is probably the 7803. I don't see anything else that looks like the 7803, so that's got to be it. So, yeah. That's what's going on. Hopefully, by next Sunday, we'll be rail fanning live again. I don't know. It depends on how much money I have after paying the shop. And I almost forgot to sign off. From CP Silver Springs, Milepost 368 of the Norfolk Southern Tier Line, keep on loving trains, Tim out.